Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Living the Sweet Life. I'm your host, TJ Sweet, and on this podcast, I'll be talking about different ways that can help you reshape your mindset, live with intention, and look at the world through a grateful lens. So, before we get too far, I want to say thank you for choosing to listen to this podcast. I appreciate you pouring into yourself and then hopefully pouring into others after you listen to what we talk about every week. I also want to remind you now, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit pause and go hit that subscribe button so you get notifications every Monday when these episodes come out. I have a lot of people that ask me, when do the episodes come out? When do they come out? And so the best way really to never miss an episode is to hit that subscribe button. You can do it here on your podcast listening platform, but you can also do it on YouTube. So I wanted to add even more value to all of you. And so I'm going on YouTube as well. And so if you're watching now on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. So I want to dive this week into a new thought process that has really been kind of the accumulation and the efforts that I've put into gratitude changing my life. But it's really been the accumulation of all the different things that have happened in my life because I really wanted to find a way to describe how gratitude has really transformed my life and transformed my perspective, and in hopes, transform the lives of the people that I get to have in my life and the people that I'm the most grateful for. So this week, I want to spend some time talking about this kind of in depth. I want to give an overview of the path to significance, and not that you aren't significant now, but it's kind of this self-realization, this self-awareness of what you do and who you are as being significant. Oftentimes when I talk to people, I tell them that they're significant, or, whenever I'm, coaching people or even on stage talking with people, I tell them that their effort matters. And there's sometimes a disconnect between significant effort, purpose, and gratitude. So my hope today is to give you the brief overview of this path to significance. And for the next 4 weeks, I'm going to be giving you a more in-depth, a more in-depth review of how gratitude leads to purpose, and purpose leads to the effort we give, and the effort we give leading to significance, and then how that stems back to the root of it all, which is just being grateful for who we have, opportunities we have, and what we get to do in our lives in any given moment. So oftentimes in a world of distractions, finding true significance can kind of feel like this thing that's off in the distance. And really the life that I want to breathe back into you is that the significance is already in you. Sometimes we just have to move a couple things out of the way so that we can start showing ourselves some grace and recognizing how significant we actually are in our own lives, how influential we are in our own lives, but also in the lives of the people that we love. So we all have that potential to have this profound meaning and purpose. And you probably recognize certain people that just feel like they're on fire and they feel like they're connected to something. And then you recognize that maybe you don't feel that way. And then you start to get into your self-limiting beliefs and your imposter syndrome and all the other things. But it really does resonate with all of us. No matter who you talk to. I've talked to incredibly successful people, and they still talk about this. They still talk about doing something meaningful, doing something bigger than myself is oftentimes this endless pursuit. And so how do we find significance in the moment? Well, we pursue significance in the future. But really, this journey starts with gratitude. Then it leads to our purpose. And then it leads to us recognizing the opportunity to give effort. And then that effort starts to feel like we are doing something more significant. So instead of effort being going through the motions, it's now effort because you recognize that it's tied to your purpose and you're grateful you get to do it. And then you want to do it more because you understand the impact of your effort, your attitude, and your words. So I want to kind of walk you quickly through each of the steps. So this week is just going to be, like I said, it's going to be an overview kind of quickly of all the steps. And then for the next 4 weeks, I'm going to dive deeper into those 4 topics that kind of help you sustain this sense and this pursuit of significance. So being confident that you have the ability to do and feel something significant at all times is the first step. Okay, so as I kind of work through this, just think this is possible for you. And so I want to start with gratitude as the first step. It's really just that fuel that ignites purpose in our lives. And when we start to appreciate who we are, the people we have around us, we start to then feel this sense of abundance and this sense of freedom instead of the sense of lack and stress and anxiety and pressure. We shift away from those things to love and gratitude and optimism, hope, and just this unwavering spirit of what's possible, right? It's because we feel like once we realize that we have enough, we then feel more encouraged and more courageous to pursue more. And so really we start to pursue our goals and our dreams and our passions and our desires once we settle in to who we are grateful for and what we're grateful for in our lives. And really that clarity, going from that sense of lack to sense of abundance, that clarity really gives us direction and meaning and leads us to discovering our purpose. So then the second step is once you get to your purpose, really you start to want to and realize that you get to give more effort. All right. So every step that we take is then connected back to our purpose. It's no longer meaningless. It's no longer on cruise control. It's no longer, just effort given because it's what you've always done. It becomes something purposeful and intentional. This is the powerful shift. So every bit of your purpose is tied then to how can you live in that purpose more often. Okay, so that kind of leads to that third step, which is effort. Effort is such a powerful thing for us in our lives. And so once we understand that effort, the desire to give effort, starts well before the opportunity to give the effort. The effort that we have becomes kind of this natural expression of our commitment to living a fulfilling life and living a life in service of others and living in life with love being at the root of our efforts. And it really does start to make sense that your efforts are making a positive difference in the world, whether it's in your world or the world of the people that you're actually showing that effort to. So if you understand the idea of gratitude, purpose, and effort, okay, so once we start to pour our energy into those forward thinking and forward behaving mindsets, we start to pour our energy and dedication into what we're doing more often, because what we're doing is now energy giving instead of energy taking. But once we start to recognize that what we're doing is making a difference in our own lives and the lives of the people around us, that's where we find significance. Now, my urge is not for you to wait to find significance down the road. Find significance in who you are and what you are now, and then just love the pursuit of recognizing more significance in your day-to-day life. So every action that you take, no matter how big or small, contributes to something, makes a difference in somebody's life. It could be a smile, it could be a text message, it could be a phone call, it could be a letter, it could be a gift, it could just be listening, it could be a word of encouragement, it could be challenging somebody, right? It's understanding that we do have a significant role in the lives of the people that we love and that we're the most grateful for. And even in the lives of strangers, we have opportunity to do that all the time. But once we understand that we have that ability to positively impact people's lives, we then start to recognize how valuable we actually are, how meaningful we actually are. And then once we understand and see that we're capable of making a difference in the world, we start to actually want to, now that we have seen it ourselves, now that we know that it's possible. Okay. The idea of, behaving in a way that you would want other people to see you and in the light that you want them to see you in. But you first have to see yourself in that light and not so much worry about going along with the crowd. Okay. But once you understand that your attitude in any room can shift the entire attitude in the room, You start to understand that, the significance and value that we have in taking care of ourselves, because when we take care of ourselves, we show up at our best. And when we show up at our best, we make the best impact in the world. So, understanding that, focusing on what you're grateful for and who you're grateful for, just think about one person that you're grateful for. This is a great place to start. I'm going to talk a little bit about this, but talk about, who are you the most grateful for? How can you attach your purpose and the purposeful actions that you take in your life back to improving the life of that person? Or how can you make them feel appreciated or seen or loved? And then once you recognize that your purpose is rooted to someone and something that you're grateful for, even if it's just the life that you get to live and the impact you get to make, recognize opportunities to give effort. Don't always choose the easy option. Choose the option that positively impacts the people around you. Choose the effort. Again, like I said, effort given freely is really the only effort that any of us ever want. We never want somebody to give effort because they feel like they have to. But when you recognize that somebody in your life is giving you effort because they get to, those are your people. Those are the people that really see you and who want to pour into you and want to give to you and want to serve you and want to see you at your best, not the people that want to hold you back. So if people give effort to, kind of pacify you, or they give you effort to not cause a fight, those are people who don't see you yet. Those are people that, you may recognize that they kind of peaks and valleys, right? Whether or not they give effort. Now, understanding that effort starts from how people see you and how people think about you. So oftentimes we, especially in relationships, we talk about people, we want other people to give more effort or different types of effort. But oftentimes that's a changed behavior that starts and needs to start with a changed mindset. So really kind of dig in and think about the effort that you're giving to the people you're the most grateful for, and recognize that, like, this purpose of making a difference in their life and making a difference in your own life can lead to this deep sense of doing something significant. Now, this word significant is not used often, but it's really, really important to understand that the path to significance is in your control. It's not based on other people affirming that you're significant. You first have to understand that it's deep within you. The only reason why you're not pursuing what you want to pursue right now is because you haven't convinced yourself yet that you deserve it. Now, the only person oftentimes holding us back from this path is ourselves. So, stop and think about who and what you're grateful for, how you can align that with purpose, with effort, and then how you can recognize that the effort that you're giving every day, small or big, is significant in the people's lives that you get to have in your life. And then once you recognize that what you're doing is significant, then you're grateful for the chance to give the effort in the first place. And then it's just this kind of great visual, kind of a circular path that literally the words are gratitude, purpose, effort, significance, leading back to gratitude. So, and I can speak firsthand from the people that I get to have in my life and the people that I'm the most grateful for. They teach me about gratitude, purpose, effort, and significance every day, because the significance that they play in my life, the role that they play in my life, just by being them, completely transforms my gratitude. It transforms my purpose and my sense of purpose and my desire to wake up in the morning just on fire and ready to contribute to their lives and the lives that, that I get to interact with on a day-to-day basis. And, truly understanding that maybe your kind word, maybe your love, maybe your gratitude for someone is the thing that keeps someone pursuing their goals, pursuing their desires. And sometimes them recognizing the amount of impact that you have in their lives inspires them to also have an impact in yours. So your effort inspires effort. Your kindness inspires kindness. Your gratitude inspires gratitude. Your optimism helps people think differently. And so those are all thoughts that you have that then lead to behaviors you take that then start to become more who you are. But it all starts with this idea of being present enough to be grateful, to recognize that it's tied back to your purpose, which makes you want to give more effort to be doing something significant. None of us really like to have this sense of meaningless action. So this path to significance will help you understand that what you're doing matters, what you say matters, and the choices that you're making in your own life matter. So as I kind of wrap up this episode, again, I've tried to, remind you multiple times what this path is. Okay. And truly understanding that we have a choice that we get to make every day. And the choices you're making are either moving you closer to the life you want to be living, or it's keeping you where you are. It's not this sense of my choices don't matter. It's breathing that life that the choices you do make matter. And you matter in your own life. The most influential person in your own life is oftentimes you. So when you start to recognize that the words you're saying are leading to the choices you're making, and when you start to breathe life of saying more things rooted in gratitude and hope and love and optimism, you start to recognize the shift that it's going to make in your life and the people that you're the most grateful for. This has honestly been the path that has led me to doing all the different things that I get to do in this world. Everything that I do is energy giving. For the people that I love and the people I'm the most grateful for, they give me energy every day. I give them effort every day because I get to, not because I have to. I give effort. I give the discretionary effort, of which I'll talk about in a couple weeks here when we get to that effort section of this. That discretionary effort, which is given because you recognize how grateful you actually are to be in the life of the people that you get to spend your life with. Once you stop trying to cut corners, because that just makes you run in circles, give the effort. Recognize that your effort matters to your life and the people around you. So as I'll wrap up this episode, I just hope that this stirs something up. Hopefully it sparks that fire inside of you to reconnect with your gratitude, to help you find your purpose, effort, and significance. And, I hope you share this with at least one other person that maybe you're grateful for. Have them understand that the effort that they give you in your life is often leading to significance and you being seen and heard and appreciated. So, like I will wrap up, as always, just reminding you to subscribe so that you know when these episodes come out. Go check it out on YouTube. You can actually see videos of me doing this if you prefer to do that. And I will always remind you that you always have the choice and the power to reshape your mindset, live with intention, and look at the world through a grateful lens. Until the next episode, never stop.